Thank you very much, Amarjit. Honorable Justice J.K. Maheshwari, Honorable Justice N. Koteshwar Singh, Honorable Justice Pithle from the Bombay High Court, Honorable Justice Anirudh Mai of the Gujarat High Court, both distinguished former colleagues whom I'm sort of very proud of for having adorned the bench in the respective high courts. As you know from the program, both Justice J.K. Maheshwari and Justice N. Koteshwar Singh serve on the Supreme Court of India, and it's truly a great honor for us to have them amongst us, and will be addressing this august gathering shortly. Also on the dais, I address Prashant Kumar, President of the Bar Association of India, President-elect Mr. Amarjit Chandiok, Rachana Srivastav, Vice President, Bar Association of India, Anandita Pujari, Vice President, Bar Association of India, and our very own Amarjit Singh Bedi, Honorary General Secretary, Bar Association of India, distinguished bar leaders, members of the bar from across the world, ladies and gentlemen. It's my honor and distinct pleasure to welcome each one of you to the second New Delhi International Rule of Law Convention 2025. We have at this event a record 431 delegates with 230 local registrations, 60 registrations we describe as international, but that is just partly true. This is because we have a terrific response from members of the Nepal Bar, whose delegation of 135 lawyers is led by the distinguished President, Professor Dr. Bijay Prasad Mishra. I'm also honored to acknowledge the presence of bar leaders both from within and outside India. In this program, you will hear from Ms. Lisa Sam, President, Law Society of Singapore, Mr. Roden Tong, President, Law Society of Hong Kong, Mr. Divino Sabino, President, Bar Association of Seychelles, Mr. Stephen Thiru, President, Commonwealth Lawyers Association, Mrs. Shereen Luezi Lucienge, President, Bar Association of Congo Central, our very own Mr. Nitin Thakkar, President, Bombay Bar Association, Mr. Andre Hogg, Vice President, German Federal Bar, Mr. Roger Chin, immediate past President of the Sabah Law Society, Ms. Vanessa Busardo, Vice President of the Paris Bar Association, Mr. Hiran M.C. De Alvis, Chairman, Board of Governors, Sri Lanka National Arbitration Center, Mr. George Menza, Vice President, International Bar Association, Dr. Mohammad Hussain, Vice President of the Egyptian Bar, Mr. Bruno Parta Magales, Vice President of the Federal Council of the Brazilian Bar Association, Ms. Cha Mi View, representing the Association of Lawyers of Russia. And in the course of this event, you will also have the pleasure, and I notice them in the audience, my distinguished friends, President Ezri of the Malaysian Bar, President Zainidi of the Brunei Dar es Salaam Bar Association. I notice Nixon Sipatur representing Peradi, which is the National Bar Association from Indonesia. Justice Penjoy from the Bhutar Bar Council. So that's a very special distinction that we have, because he has served on the Supreme Court of Bhutan. He's been the Attorney General of Bhutan, and now serves as the Vice President of the Bhutan Bar Council. So we acknowledge his presence and greet him. We also have with us Law Asia President-elect T.L. Yap. We have distinguished members from the Law Asia Executive Committee, whom you will have an opportunity to interact with, including Mr. S.S. Naganand from Bengaluru, India, Mr. Saroj Ghimre from Nepal, Rajiv Amar Surya, who also serves as President of the Bar Association of Sri Lanka. If there are any names that I have missed, and I may have, it's because I haven't sufficiently reviewed the program, and I apologize for that. But I think this forum really provides a tremendous opportunity for all of you to meet and interact and exchange views. I thank you all for traveling great distances to New Delhi. And I'm delighted to offer you New Delhi, which has been scrubbed clean over the last several days. We've had a series of showers. The air is splendid. The city is looking at its greenest and its brightest and its most inviting. And I do hope all of you have an opportunity to discover not only its monuments, which are very significant, both ancient, medieval, and modern in terms of our new architecture. We have some fabulous parks and gardens which you can explore with interspersed monuments. One very close by here is the Lodi Garden. There are fantastic bazaars to explore with lots of delicious smells of South Asia and exciting colors. I do hope on the side of this conference you will have an opportunity to meet at least fulfill some of these joys which the city has to offer. Over the next 2 days, you will hear diverse perspectives on a very timely and relevant topic on one aspect of the rule of law, or a particular facet of the rule of law, which is global economic governance and principles. I congratulate President Prashant Kumar and his cerebral team for having anticipated the relevance of this topic at a time when the rule of law demands certainty, predictability, and fairness in the world economic order, and particularly in respect of world trade. The Supreme Court of India has on numerous occasions reminded us that arbitrariness and capriciousness are sworn enemies of the rule of law. It will be for this convention to search out principles and share learnings on how we can strengthen the rule of law by ensuring good governance both locally and internationally. I would like to end by recognizing one of our absolute doyens of the bar, whom I just noticed has entered, Mr. Avinash Rana, who is 99 years, a very active member of the Bombay Bar Association. And I do hope all of you have a chance to interact and exchange messages, information with him, because he is an absolutely encyclopedia of law in terms of developments of the story of law in India. With that, I welcome each one of you. Please do enjoy the next 2 days at the Rule of Law Convention of the Bar Association of India. Thank you and namaste.